Hey there, welcome to NZ Money Karma, where you can find freedom from the daily grind through budgeting, simple living, and adventure. Fair warning, folks, you're going to see a lot of chickens popping up in my videos, I think, for the next wee while. I'm completely in love with these little creatures and so happy now that they're part of our whānau. Today's video, I'm going to be talking about my struggle, I guess, with the way I've been shopping. You would have seen I've done lots and lots of budget shopping videos where I'm trying to do things really as cheaply as I possibly can. Things have been tight, but it's got to change. I haven't really been shopping in an ethical way, a way that I'm happy with. I've been creating a lot of plastic waste and minimal amounts of organic food. So I'm going to try and change that. And the way I'm going to do it is by taking my $150 and just seeing if it's possible for me to keep to my small budget, but maybe make a few more decisions. I don't think I'll be able to do everything, but make a few more decisions that I feel align with my values. And I'm going to start off today by heading off to the organic shop to see what fruit and veg I can get. Come along and join me and see how I go. Okay, I'm back. Now here's the verdict. This is my change. So I took $50. These videos are obviously all going to be a bit over the show because one of the things when I might as well take a seat actually, give me a tick. One of the things when you're shopping like this, as opposed to a supermarket, is it takes a lot longer, right? Because you're going to one shop for one thing, another shop for fruit and veg, another shop for meat, all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to have to cobble these all together, but this is today's shop. So I took $50 in preparation for my shop. I was looking for fruit and veg is what I was after, and I'll show you what I got. All up, I spent $32.10. There's my change. Broccoli. So I'm not at all expecting these things to cost the same as what they would do at Pack and Save. Like all relationships that you want to leave, there are some pros and their cons. And I would say the con of this one is that things are going to cost more. The pro is I'm going to be creating less waste and know that I'm making a more ethical decision, something that sits better with me. Part of the reason we live on such a tiny budget, even though we earn more, is so we can make good choices for ourselves but also for the planet. And for a while I'm well aware that my choices have not necessarily been aligning with those values, and I feel it. So these two broccoli, they cost me $1.82, so 91 cents each. They're small, but last week at Pack and Save they had broccoli for $1. It wasn't as big as that, wasn't as small as that, but something in between. So that's actually quite comparable, and that's for organic broccoli, so that's a win. Next, so I've got kiwi fruit here, and there's just 5, so this is just for a week's worth of fruit and veg to supplement what I have in the garden. No one in my family is actually a very big fruit eater, so we end up making a lot of crumbles with leftover fruit, but I like to have it there so it's always an option. We're in spring at the moment in Otautahi, Christchurch, New Zealand, and soon it'll be summer and there will be an abundance of fruit. We have fruit trees in our backyard, and all the people around us have a lot of fruit trees, so there's always spare fruit. These kiwi fruit, they were $11.05 a kg, and I've got half a kg. These were $5.94. So really $1 something a kiwi fruit. Is that expensive? Yes, but again the benefit is that it's not sprayed, it's chemical free. It's better for us, and it's also better for the soil that it surrounds. So again, taking a hit on price to live within some other guidelines. Now hopefully this is something I can keep up. I mean, I can't promise forever I can do this. I did it, I shopped like this all the time for years, and then the budget got tight and I had to rein it in. So we can only do our best, right, at any given time. So in here is a mixture of tangelos and mandarins. The mandarins were $8.40 a kg, and they were $3.44 for the ones I bought. and the tangelos were $7 a kg, and they were $3.77. So things that are in season, you know, and I guess getting towards the end of the season, really good price. So that's all right, I'm happy with those two, can afford that. What else have I got? Potatoes. These potatoes are Gwen potatoes. I don't know anything about potatoes. To me, honestly, they all taste exactly the same. I am not a potato connoisseur. To me, a potato, like, I will use these for chips, I would roast them, I would mash them. That's how I kind of approach potatoes. I know some people are more specific, where they're like, no, I need an agria for this and a Gwen for that. I'm not one of those people. Vegemite, Marmite, it's kind of the same. So these potatoes, they were $4.90 a kg, and I got 1.634 kgs, and so they were $8. And then lastly, I got this bag of kurma, and that was 30% off Beauregard kurma, and it was $3.60. So they're just really little ones. But sometimes it's nice, just not even for taste, but just for colour. You know, having something that's a different colour on the plate is useful. And then, because it didn't come to as much as I thought it was going to come to, I decided to get this one other thing, which was cream that came in a glass bottle. So when I was a kid, this is how everything came. Your milk got delivered to your letterbox by the milkman. It was normally a milk boy, and you could get cream or you could get milk. I didn't get any milk in the glass bottle because we already have milk, but I will consider that for next time. I will do a bit of a look around and see where the best place to get this milk is and this cream, and if it's a better price, but I'm happy to try this and see how it works out. So that's how I spent my $32.10. So that doesn't look like a heap of fruit and veggies for a family of 4, especially with 2 teenagers who are, you know, pretty consistently hungry. So I'll show you what other things I'm going to be using from my own garden, just to give you a better idea of what we're going to be eating. And then next video I'll be adding in when I go and get meat, when I go and get grains, all that kind of stuff. So that's it so far, $32.10 from my $150 budget. Spring is certainly not the best time of year in my garden because things are just planted, right? And they haven't yet come to fruition. But I'll show you the things that we're still able to harvest at the moment. So just here, you can see we've got lots of herbs. We've got thyme and oregano, parsley. So we never have to buy a herb. Fennel, mint for tea, lavender just because it's beautiful and smells nice and the bees like it. Over here I've got lots of onions at all different stages. So you can see these big onions. I could pull them out, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to let them go to seed because that's how I'll grow next year's onions. But I've got these ones here which are looking a decent size, well on their way. And then I have these ones here which are a lot newer. So onions, we've got spring onions also in the garden, and we have onion weed, so we have lots of oniony flavours. I don't have to worry about that. Over here is garlic. That'll be ready kind of after, just at Christmas, summer solstice, just before Christmas. So that's something I also don't have to worry about buying. And in here you can see I've got lots and lots of carrots. They're still not ready to go, but there are some that are ready to go. So carrots we're taking care of, we're sort ourselves out for that. Silver beet and chard, we're sorted out for that. Lettuces, we've got tons of lettuces at varying stages, and I've just sown some more seeds. So I normally just rip a couple of leaves off when I'm making a salad, which I do almost every night. So we've got lettuce, we don't have to buy that. And some different types of lettuce as well. We've got some coriander. which I absolutely love. That is my favourite herb, and it changes every single Indian dish if you actually use it. Here I've got pumpkins that I've sown. Hopefully they'll take off soon. There's one with just one flower over there. I still have some pumpkins left over from last year, so we're also going to be eating those up. Here are my potatoes that I've planted. Again, there's not enough there, you know. It's not like we're self-sufficient in anything really, but there's enough to kind of tide us over at different times, so that always feels good. Something is better than nothing, and I really am planning to up the ante and do better and better and better in my garden. I'll show you around over here also. There's always things hiding. Some flowers, a sunflower, that's just parsley. These are my last couple of tomatoes that I have yet to plant. I've planted the rest of them out, but we're getting a window fixed and I need that guy to come and fix the window before I plant these last two in that spot. But you can see there's already tomatoes coming through, so that's exciting. I've never been much of a tomato grower, not through lack of effort, but just never really worked out. I guess I've just had them in the wrong spot. But this year I aim to do better. That's my mission, to have so many tomatoes I can't give them away. And then last but not least, I've got a bit of a berry patch over here. So here you can see currants, lots and lots of currants, raspberries, you know, they're still not there ready to eat them, but they're on the way. Carrots growing everywhere. A couple of lemons, but mostly I'm using lemons actually from the neighbour. They've given us some lemons, so that's nice for Sunday morning pancakes. And here last, but certainly not least, hey Chuk Chuk, is our chicken run. And the other thing that we're not having to buy at the supermarket, and I guess this is one of the things that really made me look at what we were in fact buying at the supermarket, and maybe now is the time to give it another nudge at being a little bit more mindful of what I'm buying and consuming, was the addition of these chickens into our lives. Chuk Chuk. And the beautiful eggs that they lay us. So I'm not going to take them now because I don't want them to know that I know the spot. But there they are. Thank you. So I've arrived here at what was Veggie Direct, but it's moved, as the sign tells me. I thought it was weird that there wasn't a sign on the corner reminding me where to turn, but that's obviously why. So I'm here, I'm trying to spend the rest of my fruit and veg money that I had allocated. There wasn't that much stuff at the organic shop, and my husband really would like some bananas, so that's what I'm coming out to buy. And then I'm going to head to the Heller's factory shop and see if I can find some meat. Okay, so I'm at the Heller's factory shop. It's been quite a convoluted trip here actually. I got lost. I don't come out this way very often. I'm probably going to get better at it because I'm going to come more often. I can't pay with cash here, so I have to use my card, and I'm aiming for about $70 worth of meat. So wish me luck. Okay, well that was actually pretty good. I spent $50. I'll give you just a little peek in there. And let's head home and unpack everything, eh? So I'm back. I've got my change here. I've spent all up $100, or just a tiny bit over $100, because I have like $47.90 here left to spend. And that's what I'm going to use for some dry goods. And I'll probably need some milk. So milk and dry goods will come out of this. I know I need some corn flour, I know I need some white sugar, so I'm going to go to the bin next and sort that out. But for now, let me show you what I managed to get at the fruit and veg shop and at Hellas. What should we do first? Fruit and veg, eh? So, these mushrooms were, I'm not going to go through all the prices one by one unless I can remember them off the top of my head, but I spent $20 on topping up fruit and vegetables. Now, all these mushrooms, these were on sale, they were like $4 something. There's heaps in there, so I'm pretty happy with that. I got these bananas, they were about $8 and something. My husband will be happy, he likes to have a banana every day. I got one green pepper. I have frozen red pepper and I have a little bit of a yellow pepper left over, but sometimes it's just for colour, that's why I chose that one. These I remember the price of because they were such a good price. These were 99 cents each. They're awesome. Wonderfully big, thick cucumbers. Everyone is loving it. I bought a cucumber a couple of weeks ago and everyone was absolutely loving it because it's just such a nice fresh summer taste. So 3 of those. And I got, oh sorry, I thought my bag was going to fall then and I was going to be out of luck with my tomatoes. They're not like the best tomatoes, but they were $4.99 a kg, so I just got 5. 20 bucks, I'm pretty happy with that. Move those over here and I'll show you the meat that I got too. So all up the meat came to $50 and some cents. Because I spent over $40, I got these mixed burger meatballs, 400 grams for free, so that's cool. It'll be good for a spaghetti bolognese. Now this is a sausage factory, so we're going to be very heavy on sausages. It's funny that they sell Pam sausages there. I don't know if they make Pam sausages themselves. I don't know, they must do. I guess they must make Pam sausages. I always thought of that as a Palmerston North thing. But anyway, 2 lots of nicer sausages. I got, so you'll see with my meat, I haven't managed to, everything else I've managed to do without plastic except for the meat, because that's just what it comes in. And I'm not even motivated to go to the butcher and try and sort this out because I've done that before and they won't pack it straight into my own container. They'll put it into a plastic bag or whatever, and then from the plastic bag into my own container. So it makes, I save no plastic by buying in a packet or by buying directly at the butcher. And these are just little things of bacon, and the reason I got them is because I had the idea that I'm going to try and make like these breakfast muffins with lots of eggs and bacon for the kids to take when they are doing early morning sports. And I thought that would be good. I'm assuming it's already cooked. And then I got 2 of these for making sausage rolls. I don't actually have any mince at the moment, but when I find mince, I will be buying it. Everyone in my family loves to make sausage rolls. It was a real, like a real tradition in our house to sit down and make sausage rolls each school holidays or before the kids went to school, you know, like each holidays. My husband would do that with the kids. His dad was a baker, so that was like a thing they used to do. And then this just got really expensive. It was costing like $45 to make sausage rolls, so I stopped doing it. But I found this a good price today, so I bought 2 of them. That will do 2 lots of holidays, and that can get back on the table as a tradition. And then lastly, I got this big 4 kg bag of barbecue, just pre-cooked sausages. Possibly not the best for you, but everyone loves them. This is what we're going to have in our dinner tonight. The kids will like that. And a nice salad, probably something with potatoes. And I put this into packs, so it's 48 sausages, so I'll probably take 8 sausages for tonight and then make 4 other packs of 10 sausages, and then we can just get them out like 10 sausages per meal. And that's sorted. So I feel like that's pretty good. If I did this regularly, like every week I went and did this, I feel like we would get stocked up quite quickly. So I need to find some other factory shops. I need to find some other places to go and visit and go and explore, and together we can see if it's going to make a difference. So again, just to remind everybody, I'm looking for a couple of things. I'm trying to be more ethical in my purchases, so the closer the food is to my home, the better. If I can get organic, that is my preference, and plastic free. So it's a 50-50 win here today with the plastic free, a 0 out of 10 for organic, but you know, you've got to eat right, and this is what we can afford at the moment. So fingers crossed I can get everything else I need with my remaining $50, and I'll head to the bin in this afternoon while I walk the dog, and then I shall cross shopping off my list for this week. See you guys soon. I'm back from the bin in, and again, a really great surprise. I didn't need to buy anything big, like I've still got oats, rice, flour left over, so you know, I didn't have to worry about those things. And I spent just under $25. So I've got about $25 left to spend on milk and anything else I might have forgotten. So we've got fruit, we've got meat, we've already got most of our dried goods, to be fair, and now we've got a few little things that I just needed for baking. If I'm not going to be going to pack and save, that means I'm not going to be buying a lot of the rubbishy food and baked goods that I have been buying, which unfortunately for me means I'm going to need to do more baking. That is the price I'm going to have to pay. So I'll show you guys what I got. I got some barbecue rice crackers. These were $2.28. I just take my own containers, obviously, at the bin in. And we don't have this kind of stuff very often. The kids will buy chippies themselves. I don't buy them, but that'll be nice. Just something different in the lunchbox. Mixed spice, I filled that up. So mixed spice, how much did that come to? It's like $2.24. And then I had this paprika as well, which I topped up, and that came to $2.55. What did I have next? I had some caster sugar. I don't know if you can see how much is in there. It's about half of one of these. That was $1.38. And here I've got some custard powder. That was $1.75 for that. And in here I've got corn flour, and the corn flour was 76 cents. I forget what I have in here already. Oh, sultanas. So golden sultanas. These were actually my most expensive buy. They were $4.16. I probably won't buy them again because that's quite expensive, I think, for not that many. I got some diced papaya, that was $2.75. Some chia seeds to make some chia seed pudding. I did have a massive bag of organic chia seeds. These are organic chia seeds as well, but I had a big bag, but I've run out of those now. And I got some rice bubbles. They call them something different though, but I was hoping I have got out 4 cups of these, and I'm just going to make some rice bubble cake for the kids' lunch boxes as well. So that's it for me. So I've spent, what have I spent? $125. I think I'm done for the week, except for milk, which I will have to go and sort out. So far that's actually cheaper, even though I bought $30 odd worth of organic fruit and vegetables. If I hadn't done that, I feel like I would be well and truly under budget. And I don't know if that's something I'll carry on doing going forward. I would like to keep getting organic potatoes, but outside of that, I think we grow enough fruit and veg that I feel happy with the mix. And when I'm buying these big bulk things from the organic food co-op, I think it kind of balances it out and makes it a bit more of a realistic goal for me. But we'll wait and see. It's early days, it's just the first shop. So $125, let's add on $10 worth of milk, so $135, and I've managed to avoid the supermarket this week. Long may it continue, who knows? Let me know in the comments below if you think it's a waste of time and effort doing what I'm doing, or if you do something similar. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Otherwise, I'll catch you next time. Bye for now.